Hello and welcome to Tech Talk. I'm Chad Hembree and with me is Steve Guthrie, and we're at the National Corvette Museum
in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
We are like kids in a candy store. We are having a blast. This is the C5 C6 Bash, where people rally to support the Corvette and the Corvette manufacturing plant, which is right here in Bowling Green. Now, at this event, it was very nice to see the introduction of the 2012 line of Corvettes, which features
many great additions and improvements. You have quicker paddle shifts, an all-new tech package. You get an all redesigned Bose stereo system, new brakes, magnetic ride control, traction control, everything you want new and improved.
One thing I really like is that this is the 100th anniversary of Chevrolet, and to honor that, they have a Centennial version. And we'll have lots of pictures of that showing throughout the show, and lots of extras that are available on that car alone. I do like a lot of the tech features that they put into the new car as well. They've went from a 7-speaker system to a 9-speaker system, like you said, Bose.
With two 10-inch subwoofers in the door.
Awesome. That is awesome. The lower range is expanded, the high range is expanded. They've actually raised the comfort zone of sound up to your face, not down. You know, you sit in a lot of cars and it just sounds like the sounds behind you or underneath your window. Now it's up in your face. Love it. Absolutely love it. What a breakthrough.
Now, all new exhaust, the NPP exhaust, that makes it sound a lot deeper and aggressive without an aftermarket system. Just, I mean, ceramic brakes on the Z06, which you couldn't get before.
And a world of other options. We're going to be here all day. We'll be broadcasting from different places throughout the museum and the different events. Stay with us for more tech news.
Apologize for the delay, folks. Technical difficulties we had prepared. We're going to show you all the pictures of the C7, but unfortunately the security codes of the computer are not compatible with the projector, so someday we'll figure that out and we'll do that for you. But actually what we're trying to do is normally skip the commercials when you're watching TV, and we may have to skip them here today, but we have started to air some Corvette commercials. We don't spend a ton of money promoting Corvette on national television, but we have shown up in a few ads, and so if you hadn't gotten a chance to see them, we want to run through a couple before we start our presentation.
Usually when a car maker turns one of its models into a race car, they have to add power. But when Chevrolet wanted to race the 638 horsepower Corvette ZR1 against Porsche, Ferrari, and BMW, we were asked to dial it back. Oh, about 168 horsepower. You know, just to be fair.
Pretty good, eh? But even some non-automotive media is kind of coming to the realization that, hey, the Corvette is a pretty special car. You can see who we beat here. The Z06 Corvette was quicker than the Lamborghini Murcielago LP670-4 SV. So that's a lot of letters. There's a lot of numbers on the price tag of that vehicle.
And you can see Corvette, we call the luxury sports car segment. It's clearly first place so far for the first quarter this year.
Okay, we are sitting in a Grand Sport convertible at the moment. We're going to show off a few things because this one has the actual tech package in it.
Yes, the tech package is very impressive this year. We got a full on-screen HUD, which I don't think we're going to be able to see in this daylight. A new nav system, upgraded buttons on the steering wheel, built-in Bluetooth, and then not to mention the upgraded Bose surround sound system. And then, while we're inside of the car, we can also talk about the upgraded interior variants too.
Okay.
Starting with the interior features of the car, you have OnStar, which every GM product has. They didn't remove that. But then you're going to start with the new interior trim level. Everything's moved to a soft leathery feel, suede, just very nice to the touch. The steering wheel has been completely wrapped in this material. The previous models, they had like a plasticky carbon fiber little plastic piece down at the bottom. They've added these little, what they nicknamed in the conference, they called them hamsters. It looks like a snake eating a hamster. just little bumps on the steering wheel, you can hold it better. But one thing that immediately jumps off about this new interior is the custom color threading. If you got a red car with, you know, brown interior, tan, you can get red threading to match. Or if you got a blue car, you can get blue threading to match in your black leather interior. It really pops the leather off amazingly. It's so nice. And then they top it off with carbon fiber accents around the new nav system. It's just so great. Talking about the steering wheel again, one thing that they've done is add custom badges in the center. This is a pretty common Chevrolet steering wheel. If you've been in a Camaro or a new model car, or even a Pontiac, it's the same. They couldn't touch it due to federal regulations. They had to stay the same. They couldn't even change the grain on the airbag area. But one thing they did to make it nicer in the middle was add a custom little logo for your car. So if you have a ZR1, you're going to have a matching logo in color and design for your car. So this is a Grand Sport, and right now it has the Grand Sport logo with the red accents because of the red accents in the car. If you get the Centennial edition, it'll have Lewis Chevrolet in it with the 100th year anniversary logo. So it's just small little accents that they did this year to really set your car off and to be different than every other Corvette on the road.
Dean, this is the standard wheel that we see on a lot of Corvettes. Now this one's pretty dirty. This one's been out on the road a little bit, but I wanted to point out a couple of things before we go over to the Carbon Edition to show you what improvements have been made available to standard street cars, which is pretty awesome, by the way. But this is your standard see-through here, and this is the older style wheel. But right here you can see the brake caliper. They've actually got 4 different options of colors now you can get on the brake calipers. Now some will still be reserved. For instance, the blue is only reserved for the ZR1. But if you wanted a different color than the ZR1, the option's there.
Nice.
Now Dean, this is actually the new style wheel. And you can see the same existing style brake rotor. And the caliper in this one being gray colored. We're here with the Carbon Edition of the new Corvette for 2012, and we wanted to show off a few things about this, but first of all, we're going to start with this massive brake rotor in here.
Yes, they're huge, 16-inch ceramic brake rotors. It gives the car a stopping distance of 100 feet from 0 to 60. It's like ripping your face off. You're suspended weightlessly in the seatbelt. It's like you're working for NASA.
So here you go. You want to be an astronaut? This is what you need. It'll suspend you right out there, hanging on for life. I love this thing. Well, we've got more as we're here at the C5 C6 Bash. All right, Dean and I are now here at one of the Centennial Edition Z06s. This is actually a 505 horsepower Centennial Edition. You can tell this by the several badging options around it, but one is right here in the middle of the wheel. You've got this nice center badge. Now, tell us about these tires, Dean.
These are the new Michelin Cup tires. They are designed for the track. This is an additional option. You have special rims that are balanced already on the front and the back side to reduce even the balancer. And as you can see, I don't know from the camera shot, they're a combination of street tire and racing stuff.
Making them legal.
Making them street legal. But the most impressive thing this does with the car is it gives it a 1.13 lateral G skid rating, making this possibly the best cornering car in the world. You have 1G going forward, you have 1.13G going sideways while remaining in control of the vehicle.
That is awesome.
It's very cool.
And that's in combination with these new wheels. Now one thing I noticed on these wheels is it actually has a Chevrolet logo inside here, and that has added weight to one side of the wheel. But what that is actually doing is counterbalancing the tire pressure sensor, which is on the other side.
And helping to eliminate additional wheel balance weights that you would normally put on a car and ruin the look and possibly sling up.
This is where racing meets street. This is actually the Z06X Street Racing Concept Car. Now this car will never see legal use on the road, but it has become so popular that Corvette is considering producing these cars for sale.
Yeah, just for you track lovers out there.
Everything they put in this car could eventually make it into the street car. And this is one of the first cars they actually tested with the cut tires.
Yes.
We're now inside the Corvette Museum, where you can see you've already got some pretty awesome cars just to greet you as you come in the door. One thing I was noticing, it's 1984 spinning there in the window. I was okay with it until I saw the antique plates on the car. It's a stark reminder of how old I'm getting these. We're actually in the Grand Hall of the museum. There's lots of things going on here, a wonderful store. He's going to pan around here and show you what all there is in this room, which right now there's a convention going on. So there are several people in here and several booths. So we're going to head on inside the museum momentarily. We're now inside the Corvette Museum, and the first thing we ran into was this 1956 model, I believe, 56 model. And Dean, the reason I stopped here is, this isn't really tech talk material, but I had a funny story. We were in a parade, and I was helping marshal the parade, and I had a golf cart. Well, they neglected to tell me that the golf cart didn't have working brakes. We came down this steep hill. On the front of the golf cart, it had one of these metal spikes that you put a spare tire on. No tire, just the spike. I went down that hill so fast, I ran into the back.
You did.
Of a very similar model to this Corvette right here. The spike went all the way through the bumper, and I was attached to the car.
And you're still alive, the guy didn't kill you?
The owner got out, walked around, asked me was I okay, and then laughed his tail off. You know why? The real bumper had been sent off for re-chroming. This was just something he had stuck on there for the parade. Now, what is the luck for that?
That's some luck. I would have beat you.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to go on through the rest of the museum now. We've now made it further into the museum, and one thing that caught my attention is how awesome the scenery is. I mean, it looks like a little city in here, but this 33-cent gas is a big-time reminder, with gas passing $4 a gallon now.
And that's for premium. It's 29 cents for regular.
29 cents for regular, so yeah, awesome. Also, there is a 55 convertible over here that I think is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, cars now are cool. They don't make that.
That's super cool. Yeah.
That's bad, cool. But I catch myself.
All right, we've got a lot more museum to cover. We're now standing in front of a mock-up of a 1960s model dealership, and wow, wouldn't you take any of those home? We're now in a section of the museum that actually features design from the Corvette and General Motors manufacturing. There's lots of things here to see, all the way from how they design the body panels to how they design the interior, the engine, everything. And there are several really cool concept cars that you'll be seeing here. We're now in the interactive portion of the museum, where Dean here is trying his skills running the drag race. In the interactive section, you also find things like this. And if there's a computer around, I'll be using it. We are now inside the Hall of Fame, where it's a shrine basically to those who have helped push the Corvette brand beyond just a car, but into a lifestyle as well.
Not only in the Hall of Fame will you find the game-changing Corvettes, but you'll also find pictorials of game-changing individuals who helped shape the brand of Corvette.
There are so many cars here at the Corvette National Museum, and I was a child of the 80s, and I'm not disappointed. We're still standing inside the Hall of Fame, and behind us we have the 1.5 millionth Corvette to roll off the line, which happened in 2009.
After starting at 53 with this model.
Currently at the National Corvette Museum, they are featuring something that is very near and dear to Dean's heart, and that's the American muscle car.
Oh yeah. I'm a Mustang guy, but I want a Corvette, and we're both drop-top guys, so what do you think about this?
Well, Dean, I've had a wonderful day here at the C5, C6 Bash, and I think I have only improved my of being a Corvette fan.
It's killer. I'm a huge Mustang guy, but I want me a Corvette right now. Actually, this one.
You want to take this one?
I want this one.
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. We've been live at the C6 Bash here in Bowling Green at the National Corvette Museum. Join us for more tech news.
Oh no! What is that? It's Godzilla and King Kong!
And like Dean, that was over in a few seconds. Waiting for a motorcycle. Okay,
With custom color etching. This one we have a red. Shit, stop it. And then you get custom color. What is the? I can't say the word.
Threaded?
Threaded. Yeah. When I get down to it, I want to say, is the custom color threading?
Do you remember those guys' names? Alright. Ready? You know when the object of the drag race should go straight.
Beep beep.